Hi, it's Jane Mason here from Virtuous Bread, and welcome back to the series of videos that I'm making to accompany my book, Mexico, the World Vegetarian. And in this video, I want to show you a couple of ways of dry roasting vegetables. These vegetables here are on a comal. You can do them in a dry frying pan. Now, these are poblano chilies that I'm going to stuff later. And the reason that I'm dry roasting these, let me just take this one off, is because I want to get the skin off. The skin of these big fresh chilies can give you a tummy ache. So actually, the best thing to do with them is to dry roast them, to blacken the skins, okay? And then what you do literally is you pop them in a plastic bag and wrap them up in a tea towel and leave them there for kind of 20 or 30 minutes, and they sweat, which means they pre-cook, and it's really easy to get the skins off. You can even do it with a spoon. Now, you can dry roast these chilies in a dry frying pan or on a comal like this, or if you have a gas oven, you can actually just stick them straight on the flame. This is both faster and easier because chilies aren't flat, right? They're just not flat. So they take a long, long time to blacken on a comal, and they don't go black all over, which means it's harder to skin them. Now, the downside of just sticking them in a flame is it's actually easy to overcook them, and yet you can overcook them. And what I mean by that is, if you have to leave them whole for stuffing after you've peeled them, and they're too cooked, they can get very fragile. So the flesh of the chili can get really thin, and it doesn't hold together when you're trying to stuff them. So look, this isn't a simple technique, although it sounds simple, but depending on the recipe that you're doing, you may be perfectly happy with them being super, super kind of thin and fragile because you're going to make a soup. But you may want to get the skins off, but make sure the chili stays whole in order to stuff it. Whatever you're going to do, once you've skinned a chili, you're going to get in there and get rid of the kind of seed ball and the seeds and the veins in the chili. You don't want to eat those. They're not nice, and they're very spicy. So you reduce the spiciness if you get rid of those. So I just want to move my chilies around here. And by the way, you can do this with a tomato, right? So if you're getting a bit bored of doing your tomato in a dry frying pan, you can also just stick a fork in a tomato or hold it with some tongs and put it straight into the flame of your gas cooker if you have one. So let me show you these chilies. These are great. Okay, I'm going to turn this one. See, this is really black on that side, which is terrific, okay? And there's a little patch of not black right here in the middle. So I want to put that over the flame, because that, I can guarantee you, that skin will not come off. Okay, and this one here, this is pretty great. And you can see here, see this skin here has already started to come off right there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get literally a plastic bag. Now, there we go. And I tend to reuse these, okay? So I will skin the chilies and just wash it out and reuse them. And if you do not want to use plastic bags, and I respect that, you can use that sort of beeswax fabric to wrap them up in, or you could put them in a thick cloth. Okay, so, but basically, or you could even put them in a saucepan with a lid or a bowl with a plate on top. You're looking for them to sweat in order that the skin comes off more easily. Okay, the most easy way is in a plastic bag. As I say, I reuse mine, but see now, okay, there's that one, nice and black. There's still a bit there where that skin is raw, and I know that won't come off. So, great vegetable action here. Nice black tomatoes. Okay, so there we go. Okay, there's my chili. It's nice and black, and I'm going to pop it in the bag, turn off the comal, and this I'm literally going to wrap up. It's super hot. Okay, it's too hot for me to hold. So I'm going to get a tea towel. Here we go. And I'm going to wrap this up in a tea towel. And then I'm just, here we go, there's my little, I'm just going to let that sit there 20 minutes, minimum, as long as you want, really, in order for it to sweat, slightly cook, and make it really easy for me to get the skins off. So, once again, what we want to think about, specifically when we are dry roasting a chili, a pepper, a fresh pepper, and it could be a little Cuaresmeño, could be a serrano, okay, could be a nice big poblano, it could be a red or green pepper that you want to do at home. The kind of easiest way is you pop it on a dry frying pan or a comal and on high heat, and you just keep turning it over until it's all blackened. That is more controllable. It's less likely that you will kind of overcook the flesh depending on what you want to do with it. And you wait till the skin is nice and black, you take it off, and then you deal with it. The other way, if you have a gas stove, is you can literally just put it right in the flame of the gas stove. That's super quick. It only takes a few minutes. You wait for it's all black and blistered all over, and with both, right, whichever way you do it, you put it into a plastic bag, or if you don't like that idea, put it into, a saucepan with a lid or a bowl with a plate, anything that's going to allow it to sweat in order that it can sort of shed its skin. And then when it's cool, you can pick it up, and the easiest way to get the skin off is with a spoon, because then you don't risk cutting into the chili. So literally just use a spoon to get all the skin off. And then what you do is you cut it open and get rid of the seeds. But I'm going to make a separate video about that. Okay, bye for now.